Alright everyone, we are back, and by we I mean me, Zachary Evans, by myself here, in the broom closet of Lost Legion Games in South Charleston, West Virginia, bringing you yet another feature match from yet another Friday Night Magic Standard Tournament. This is round 2. Got a couple guys that haven't played on camera in a while. This match will inevitably be over pretty quickly because both of these guys are playing red cards. But can't have the slow mid-rangey decks on every single match. Have to be an equal opportunity feature match provider. So let's talk about the two gentlemen that you've got in front of you right now. On the left is John Dunlap. He's played on the camera many times before. He used to play green-white humans. Switched over recent weeks to Rakdos Aggro, and is now apparently playing just mono red. He is playing against Chris Harless, who I believe is also playing Rakdos Aggro, but this a more traditional list, I would say, of Rakdos Aggro. So, no turn 1 play from Chris. Oh, I stand corrected. Dueling Cacklers. No one will be blocking. Just the game it's going to be. Question in the chat, do they use Bump in the Night? I know John was using Bump in the Night in previous weeks, but now that he's mono red, he will not be using it, obviously. Not sure if Chris's list has Bump in the Night in it. Looks like a Shred Freak. No, Night of Infamy. That Exalted trigger gives that 1 point of power, Virtual Haste. Slams in for 3 with the Cackler. Of course, John going first is the most important aspect of this entire match. Playing Mog Flunkies there, he's going to get in for 5. Like I said, these games potentially could be over very quickly, but fear not, we will find another match to jam under here should it come to that. But as of right now, Chris still drawing live 3. 3 mana for a Gerald's Messenger. He's going to get in for 2. Searing Spear kills the front half of the Messenger. Not sure if John was familiar with the interaction there. An attack in drops Chris all the way down to 4. He is clearly in burn range at this point. Going to be rough to dig himself out of this one. Gravecrawler makes an appearance, likely too little too late. Ash Zealot, hasty First Striker. And that will be enough. Chris will be able to block 2 of the creatures, but will take a minimum of 4. So John wins the die roll, John wins the first game. That's kind of how it goes in the red card battles. Apologize again for the dead air, but as I've mentioned many times before tonight, not that anyone cares, but I am absolutely exhausted, and unfortunately none of my usual co-commentators are available this evening. If anyone, unfortunately, O2 drops, maybe we'll have somebody drop in. Brandon Hodge will be back in here if and when he finishes his round early, but as for now, it's just me. And while we have the opportunity, even though there's just 20 of you. See, this is a good opportunity for the 20 of you that are watching, because this highly increases your chances of winning giveaways. A comment in the chat from our stream regular Allie Browning talking about why Vickers isn't here doing commentary. That's because Adam Vickers is battling it out, imaginary wizard fight style, out in the tournament this evening. So he is in the room. He is rocking some American mid-range. Hopefully we'll get him on camera at some point. But Max Turner, Garrett Meadows, both not here tonight. I believe they are across town at a different shop because Garrett got off work late. Michael Taylor is not available tonight because he had to leave early. And then all of the other guys are playing in the tournament. And obviously, that's the kind of situation we want to have. I would much rather be in here by myself and have 40 plus people playing in the tournament than have a room full of co-commentators and an empty, boring FNM. For those of you who are just joining us but who have been following us in the past, unfortunately tonight we broke our 6-week string of over 40 participants. I was hoping to get to 50 this week, as we do have some of the college crew back for the holidays, but unfortunately just 39 people tonight, one short of 40. But as I've said in the past, if 39 or 40 people is our new low attendance, if that is the new baseline by which we gauge our performance, then we are clearly have an abundance of riches here, and I cannot complain. And once again, I neglect my commentary duties to dick around on my phone, because that's just the kind of guy I am. So John Dunlap and his red deck wins deck stormed out to a 1-game lead. Guildgate from Chris Harless, so no 1-drop. So already behind slightly. Rakdos Cackler comes down. Let's see how Chris answers. No turn 2 play either, so this one could get ugly really quick. There is a Lightning Mauler paired with the Cackler. Gets in for 4. Lightning Mauler, an often underplayed card in my opinion. Saw some play in some pod decks as a one-of pre-rotation, but not seeing a lot of action anymore. It looks like a Gerald's Messenger. Try to speed up the race math for Chris, but he's taken 4 at least here, probably more. Ash Zealot and a Stonewright. Not sure who the Stonewright is paired with. No, paired with the Ash Zealot. So 6 comes in, and just like that, Chris all the way down to 10 life, untaps with his Gerald's Messenger, which at this point is just on blocking duties. The chances of it not getting burned out by next turn are fairly unlikely. Pretty aggressive starts from John both games. Looking at his hand, there's another Ash Zealot, I believe a Pillar of Flame, and a Searing Spear, so this game is basically over. No, it's a Rakdos Cackler. Rakdos Cackler, and Ash Zealot, and a card I cannot make out. Chris mulling over his options here. I'm assuming he's sitting back on some burn spells. Looks like another Ash Zealot off the top. And that's in fact what he plays here. We're going to Pillar of Flame, the Gerald's Messenger. It was in fact a Pillar of Flame, just the promo version. So no damage off of that. Not sure what we were adjusting there. And just pile in with the crew. Chris is going to burn something out, I guess, here. Facing down 8 damage. He's going to Brimstone Volley. I would probably Brimstone Volley the... yeah, either the Ash Zealot that's paired or the Lightning Mauler, I would think. So he does in fact take 7, drops him to 3. 1 burn spell away. And if anyone is watching the past and knows how how my heart swells with joy every time these red decks handled their business quickly. I am that guy. I like to burn people out. So congratulations to John Dunlap. He very quickly. I completely forgot to start the round clock because I'm very bad at what I do, which shouldn't surprise anyone, I'm sure. Let's guess 35 minutes are remaining. That's probably close enough. So congratulations to John Dunlap. His red deck wins deck goes to 2-0. Unfortunately for Chris, relatively bad matchup and not very good draws out of his deck, so he'll drop to 1-1, but still drawing live. 5 rounds of Swiss tonight, cutting to a top 8, 39 runners. Should be a lucrative evening for the winners tonight. So while we've got a break in the action, I'll go ahead and do what I always do at the end of round 2, and that is to try and give away some magic cards to you, our faithful viewers. Whether you're watching live right now or you're watching on YouTube after the fact, feel free to participate in our weekly stream giveaway. Don't start your games by rolling dice or flipping a coin. This is not the turn of the century. Get with modern technology and start your games with a delightful game of rock, paper, scissors, rock, lobster, paper, tiger, and scissors, lizard, all from the unglued set. You don't have your own play set? You're in luck, because we're giving them away. Every week we give them away, now on facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic. Right after I say this, I'm going to post on our page with a giveaway announcement, something to the effect of, hey, we're giving away these cards, and if you want to win them, just like our page and comment on the post. It's a two-parter. You like the page, that'll subscribe you to all of our updates, so every time we post something in there, you'll get a notice of it in your timeline. We post content there daily. Pictures, articles, links, videos, discussions, trades, all kinds of goodies. So go to like the page, and then also comment on the page. It'll show up in your timeline. It'll help us spread the word. And this week we are doing a new promotion. If you comment on the page, you get 1 entry into the drawing. If you share the page, you get 3 entries into the drawing. So if you comment and share the page, that's a total of 4 entries. So the prize doesn't change, but the chances of you winning it are greatly improved. So like I said, I'm going to take a break right now. I'm going to put that post up on Facebook, and I'm going to go find you another feature match. So stick with us, and we will be right back. Alright everyone, that was quick. Hopefully we didn't lose the lot of you, up to 30 people. I mean, we are literally bursting at the seams. I don't know if there's enough digital seats to accommodate all of the people who are watching this, but like I said, with the Star City Invitational going on, we have lost some of our more extraneous viewers, so I don't have high hopes for numbers tonight. We will not be breaking any viewership records this evening, but that's okay. We got to 181 last week, the highest that our stream has ever had, so cannot complain about how the stream has been going. If you had told me 17 weeks ago when we started this that over 100 people would be tuning in to watch us every week, and that I would have met people from pretty much every state in the Union and most European countries as well through this stream, I would have called you a dirty liar, but it has worked out infinitely better than I had thought. So again, I cannot say it enough. I know I say it a lot, but I cannot say it enough. We appreciate all of your support as you watch on YouTube, as you watch live, as you comment on our Facebook page. It is a lot of fun, and we're glad we can bring it to you. More importantly, I'm glad I can bring you this. I just put the title up. What you're seeing is in fact true. Don't blink your eyes or pinch yourself. Adam Vickers is on our feature match coverage. Looks like he's mulling to 6 on our feature match coverage, but nevertheless, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, playing American Midrange, American Flash, however you want to talk about it. I'm not sure it plays Pikes. It is more of a controlling build. He's playing Aggro of Bolus, but this is very much a Vickers style deck. It is a tempo-based mid-range blue-white splash. He played a lot of Esper before rotation, Esper and Bant, and now he's playing American mid-range afterwards. So, should be similar to Alec Meyer's deck from round 1. His opponent, Logan Cutlip, you know him fairly well. He has made his appearance in this broom closet many a time before. He is playing green-white aggro. He's experimented with a couple of different decks in the past, but he is all a varying take on green-white humans, green-white aggro, or the infamous Conjurer's Closet deck, which he piloted one week. No man in this world likes Conjurer's Closet more than Logan Cutlip, but this week, no tricks, nothing fun, just stock green-white aggro. Going to try and beat people down. So they are in game 3. Logan keeping 7, Vickers going to 6, and we will see how this match ends up turning out. Someone in the chat said it looks like Ted Mosby in my profile picture. Not sure who that is. Also, that profile picture, which I believe you're talking about on my Facebook page, as we see Aggro Bolus from Vickers, is like, oh man, 6 years old. So probably should update that. I probably should also update the stream profile picture to be something other than just a picture of random magic cards. But these are the little things I keep forgetting. And then when I remember, I'm either doing this or very, very sleepy, at which point I take a nap and do not solve things. So, Silver Blade Paladin makes an appearance. That the key to most of the explosive things that Logan's deck can do. Not sure if the Paladin is paired or not. There are arguments to both pairing it with the Arbor Elf and then waiting to pair it with the inevitable Angel or other 3 or 4 drop that Logan expects to play after this. We will figure that out quite quickly, though. Not sure what Adam has in terms of counter magic. Brandon, you're back?
I am.
Brandon Hodge making his appearance. He is co-commentating tonight after your rounds finish. Did you get that one too?
I did. I got World Spine wormed though.
Well, that happens sometimes.
Nope.
World Spine wormed. Yikes! Did he just hardcast it?
He did. Gilded Lotus, a couple Gilded Lotuses. Both of it. He mulled the 4, I mulled the 5. And he just kept drawing land in it, the worm. It didn't do anything. It ran in around my O-ring. But
it doesn't trample or anything, right? It just...
Yeah, it's a 15-15 trampler.
Does it cost 10?
I'm not sure.
Well, we can talk about World Spine more later.
Yeah. Wow.
I got beat by it in the Legacy game. I'll tell you about that. I mentioned it in the stream beforehand. So we'll talk about, this is our second feature match tonight. And there's a good chance we might have 3 matches on this one, because this one might be over quickly too. But Vickers on the left playing American Midrange, and then on the right is Logan Cutlip playing Green-White Aggro.
When this was ever, remind me to tell you the pro play I made in Game 1. My Game 1 was all of like 20 seconds.
Did you punch him in the face and tell him to concede?
No, almost. I kept a hand that had a couple far six, a couple thunderballs in it, and no green land. Thought I had green land in my hand. Once I realized what I had done, I conceded and went to Game 2.
It's a pro play because it's so bad. I thought it was a real thing, but you were just being self-deprecating.
Yeah,
I like that style.
Predator ooze, and then I've got nothing to play.
Well, Adam better hope that he has an Azorius charm here, because that is a 6-2 double striking. So he's going to... Oh my goodness.
No way.
So flashes in the Staticaster, tries to take out the Arbor Elf to which the Silverblade Paladin is paired. In response, face reward on the Arbor Elf, protecting it.
This is everything that could happen.
Yeah, so it looks like 9 damage to me, right? They will be ignoring... Yep, Vickers is in fact at 3. Ignore the phone because they've forgotten to update it. But Adam's going to need a Supreme Verdict or something equivalent. He can do the Staticaster play again next turn, and it will work, likely. It's very unlikely that Logan has another Rootborn defenses. Or he can just straight up Pillar of Flame it.
That works too, that's always good.
Yeah.
Pillar of Flame, the natural enemy of Silverblade.
Yeah, and now we see the power of Is It Staticaster, because he's going to blink it and then Staticaster the Absence Pilgrim.
Wow.
Pretty good stuff. It's amazing to me that it took people so long to find Is It Staticaster. Not that I don't say that. They
haven't found Is It Staticaster yet.
Oh yeah, they have. They played it at that TCG 50K, and at the Grand Prix in San Antonio it started to make it a big appearance. But I'm not suggesting that I was ahead of the curve by any means. I didn't even know it was a Magic card until it started showing up in the sideboards at those big events. But it does so much work. It basically blanks Lingering Souls. And there's a surprising number of 1 toughness creatures.
That matter.
Mm-hmm.
Seems good against Falcon Wrath.
Mm-hmm.
It may not kill it that turn, but it's going to help like a board.
I'm not sure, but from the sound out there, it sounded like someone just knocked a table over or down or something. So congratulations to that guy.
I want that guy in there.
Staticaster just murdering everything. It's the worst possible thing. Everything that Logan has drawn has been a 1 toughness guy, and he is stuck on 2 lands, which is somewhat of a problem with these, Avacyn's Pilgrim-ish decks that rely on the mana guys to make to hit their land drop, so to speak. Once they are fragile, and once they go away.
To answer the question on our stream, table flipping never quite stops. There's always the risk of table flipping. So.
Someone earlier said it looked like Ted Mosby in my Facebook picture. Do you know who Ted Mosby is? Oh, from How I Met Your Mother. Now I'm putting all these together.
Yeah.
Is that the main guy? The main guy in How I Met Your
I watch
Mother?
so little television shows now. Like I watch like Duck Dynasty and The Big Bang Theory.
Duck Dynasty cracks me up.
Duck Dynasty is amazing.
Those guys are hilarious. They make a lot of money. It's a duck call, right? That's the Duck Defender is a duck call.
Duck Commander, yeah.
Duck Commander. What did I say?
Duck Defender.
Duck Defender.
Actually, it's the exact opposite of defending the duck.
Yeah. Pillar of Flame, Snapcaster Pillar of Flame gets the job done. So, Logan lamenting the fact that he could not find a 3rd land. This is something that has never happened before that I can think of, Brandon.
You need to find a 3rd match?
I think there's enough time that I can go out and find a 3rd match.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aggro is in full force.
Well, the first matchup was Red Deck wins versus Rakdos. That lasted all of 10 minutes. Then these guys, Logan's deck is with the Silverblade Paladin decks are remarkably quick. So it was over in a comparable amount of time. That was game 3, by the way. So they had played 2 prior to this. With 20 minutes left to go, I'm going to step out and see if I can find another match. You can feel free to tell them about your previous game if you'd like to, or how about what lands not.
You know, I will not insult the intelligence of the viewers by trying to describe that horrible debacle that was my play in Game 1. I kept a full grip of 7, pretty excited about it, going to Farseek on turn 2, looking at a pretty early Thrag Tusk, maybe a Thundermaw Hellkite, until I realized I have no green mana in my hand. I had 2 Clifftop Retreats, and that's why I have never claimed to be good at this. I just get lucky in big tournaments, I guess. But the question is, and while Zach's stepping out of the room, this will be really, really funny while he's gone. I think what we should do is everybody can find who they think Zach looks like, send that into our message board here, and he'll really wonder why everybody's starting to throw that out there. It'll be really funny. That is his punishment for leaving me alone with his electronic way of life here. But there is a surprising, plethora, a virtual cornucopia of different decks out here. It is just, usually you play in an FNM, you're going to see some homebrews, you're going to see a lot of different decks, but, every now and again, the room will have a general theme. There really is not one out there right now, which is super surprising. But once again, I'll go ahead and throw the plug while Zach's out, because I know he would do it anyway. This is Friday Night Magic from Lost Legion Games and Comics in beautiful downtown South Charleston, as Zach would say. If you're in the area, be sure to come on out. It's a great environment to learn to play the game, or if you're a seasoned veteran just trying to hone the skills, it's really a great place. You're going to see different decks. You're going to see things you may see in bigger tournaments. There is, the whole crew's out there. You've got the zombies. You've got the new Rakdos zombies that's been doing so well here in the big tournaments. You've got the blue-white flashes. But you also have stuff like Bug Pike. Why not? Throw it in there. But, I've seen just World Spawn Worm, sure, get your 15-15 Trampler in. Now, while Zach, and we apologize for a little bit of dead time here. Zach's trying to find what will be a third match. So, ladies and gentlemen, considering this is free, you are definitely getting your money's worth. If you paid for it, it would. Obviously he doesn't solicit for money on this, but you are definitely getting your money's worth. Did we find a third one?
Yeah.
We have a third match on our feature match.
What are they getting their money's worth for? When they subscribe to my personal tech blog?
Absolutely. 3 matches on one feature match. Have you ever seen anybody else do that?
No. I will admit to, in previous weeks, going out there, finding a good matchup, and then being like, nah, I'm not picking those guys because it's going to be over in 3 seconds. Mm-hmm. Which is not something I'm proud of, because you inadvertently end up punishing people for playing certain kind of decks.
I'm already in favor of the deck on the right just because it has an island.
Don't worry, Jordan's deck on the left also has tons of islands. So let's talk a little bit about who we've got here. There's another American midrange deck. But beggars can't be choosers when you try to find the third feature match of the night. On the left, Jordan Pectyo. Jordan has both commentated and played. Jordan is playing a 5-color control deck. And it is very fun. It has so much goodies in it. I am very bad at talking right now. But I've played that deck against other people, play testing during the week. I saw him play it again last night. Lots of stuff, lots of planeswalkers, lots of removal. So, and he's playing against Nick Reid, who's playing the aforementioned American midrange. So Jordan just won Game 2, and now we're going off to Game 3. So we will see how this sorts up. As I try desperately to get people to come watch the stream with my various tweetage. Someone's talking about beards in the chat. What's going on there?
Don't worry about it.
Huh?
That's between me and the viewers. You'll find out.
Oh, it's between...
it's like I told them, that's what you get for leaving me alone with your electronics.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I said I'll go ahead and tell. It'll still be funny.
Okay.
I sent out a challenge to all the viewers to try to look at, your profile pictures, be on the thing, and tweet as many people they think you look like as they can think of.
Oh. Well, currently, on Facebook, I look like some hipster in an indie band. Because that was... that picture, not that anyone cares, but what else are we going to talk about?
Oh, epic. A dapper Grizzly Adams?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But what I love about this is if you have the stream if you have the full screen on your computer.
Yeah, just to the right.
Yeah, well,
a picture of it.
Not like full screen the video, but if it occupies the entire screen. Right to the right of the chat is inadvertently a picture of me from last year when I had a full... No, it is inadvertently, because this is literally when I put all the stuff up, this background picture, which I got off the shop store, was the only picture I could find of the shop that, worked. Because this is pretty good. You see the whole store, you see all the people.
You're not playing standard there, are you?
That is Dark Ascension release.
Yeah, I didn't figure it would be
Launch
standard.
party, whatever. Oh, no, it's not standard. You know the last time I played standard with my own cards?
Or Kithkin?
1 calendar year from this month.
Wow.
I think it was last week. I played my red cards, and then I went out of town for the holidays. We always go up to Michigan because my wife's family is from there. And then I came back and never played standard again. I don't know why. I just don't... I enjoy standard, I enjoy watching it, but it's just not something I feel like I can keep up with.
It is very, you get a lot of people that say they don't want to get into Legacy because it's expensive. And granted, it is an expensive format to get in at first. And the keywords there are at first. Your decks don't rotate out. You don't have to,
Yes. Not that we're going to... This is something I'm sure people are tired of me talking about, but people that complain about... A lot of the people who complain about the cost of Legacy have 4 standard decks all worth $500.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you want me to... I don't know what they want me to tell them. So, I believe JV just said 15 minutes remaining in the round. So, I will adjust our clock so as to be extremely accurate. You know how when there's like a sports betting tips and they're like, obviously these are just for entertainment purposes only? Mm-hmm. My clock is also for entertainment purposes only because it's not actual, So, James in the chat says it looked like Grizzly Adams, and has also provided a link to the picture. Should I?
There's no reason not to follow that link.
Yeah, I'm just at this point. I'm just hoping that it's not porn,
yeah,
and that he's not trolling me.
In a cup, that would be terrible.
But
it should have Rick rolled you right there. That would have been great.
It would have been a good one. I'm going to see if I can use my technology to bring this up on the card viewer. I'll do that later. Remind me. I'll bring that up.
Make it your profile picture.
It basically is. All right, so let's talk about this game. Syncopate on Chromatic Lantern is pretty huge in this matchup. Jordan is desperately trying to get to 5 or 6 mana, and the fixing is pretty important too.
And like I just want to reiterate what I said earlier. I'm not good at this game. In round 2, my opponent played Chromatic Lantern in games 1, 2, and 3, and it wasn't until game 3 that I decided to read it and realize what the hell it did, and decided that it's really good to get rid of that.
Yeah, there's a surprising number of games that, as we see another, is this a snap syncopate? No, just a hard negate. I'm telling you,
seems good.
Negate is very important.
Who wants to tap lands on their turn? That's boring.
Well, there's so many of these mid-range. There's so many targets for a hard negate in the format now, and people can play around syncopates, and there's only. You can play dissipates, but it costs 3. And you can only play 4 of them. I like having 1 negate, especially in a Snapcaster deck where you equivalent have 2 of them. Pike comes down. Pike gets equipped.
Swing 5.
Swing in for 5.
And Terminus off the top.
Pretty good.
Worst things have happened in the game of Magic, that's for sure.
The Terminus is the least offensive miracle, in my opinion. Simply because the effect is the same no matter what. It's the ones where the card plays completely different, like Entreat the Angels or Bonfire the Damned.
Now, we're talking about just like the Tier 1 miracles, right? We're not talking about all the miracle cards.
Yes.
Okay.
The most egregious one is actually Revenge of the Hunted.
Revenge of the Hunted.
Revenge of the Hunted is a horrible Magic card. Because it just the games in which you miracle it and the games in which you don't are not. There's nothing close to the same about them.
I actually sideboarded Revenge of the Hunting in my Modern Infect deck just because I needed a spot placer.
You know, I don't mind it.
It seemed good.
You should win every game that you miracle that. I should recognize, because now he's screaming in caps locks, that stream chat regular D's Nuts has said that he has finally shaved his own beard. Usually his
my thoughts and prayers go out to your chin.
Most of his comments are usually based on my beard.
And why not?
And how they compare. Oh, so that's very good. Slaughter Games, sideboarded Slaughter Games, naming Thundermaw Hellkite, and Nick had one in his hand
with Pike on board
that he didn't play last turn.
Why did he not play that last turn?
Well, because he might not want to run it into counter magic. I'll tell you this right now. I don't think Jordan's deck has a counter spell in it.
There has been nothing he's done that would even indicate counter magic.
Yeah.
I mean, he's willingly tapping out on his own turn.
Yeah. You might be asking what's on the Slaughter Games there in Jordan's graveyard. That's something that's on the sleeve. That is a little mark he's made with a Sharpie before the tournament. This way he can prevent himself from inadvertently not sideboarding. Because when you're playing these good stuff decks, like the 5-color decks, you have so many one-ofs.
Yeah, absolutely.
He says it's impossible, and he changes his deck so many times week to week that it's impossible for him to know. So he just makes a little mark. That way he knows he's not cheating. So, congratulations. Big ups to him for his sportsmanship.
Is Jordan at 13 or 11?
He's at 11. The reason I had it at different was because I wasn't neglecting my duties. So Nick up against it here. Obviously, every card he draws can be a threat with the Pike, but
Moreland Hunt doesn't even help him here, does it? And no creature.
No creatures on the bottom. Yeah. No, he does have Moreland Hunt. I think he has one. I think these decks can squeeze in one. Yeah. I saw him activating it in game 2.
Moreland Hunt and Pike are just best friends. Snapcaster target chooses not to cast.
He targets Syncopate.
How did you know that?
Huh?
How did you know that?
Well, because I saw him point at it, and I also could hear him out there. We are close enough to them that I can hear them when things die.
And that's an advantage of me being in the military, being a generator mechanic.
Your hearing is shot. I did spend 3 years of my life working on offshore oil rigs, so my hearing is not nearly as good as it once was either. It's funny because when I watch TV, because my receiver, it's numeric. I watch TV at about a 45. My wife watches it at like a 35. So that just tells me how much damage that has done as well. But I of course didn't have my head stuck right up next to the generator all the time.
And I don't mean to go off topic here, but Morphman86 on the chat. Can I have your permission to put that as a Facebook status?
What does it say?
It says, "You don't grow a beard, the beard grows a face."
Well, I can't argue with that. More importantly, back to the game here.
Yeah.
No, I was off topic too. That's part of the fun of doing this, is so I can just chit-chat.
Sphinx's Revelation out of Jordan.
Yeah, it's going to get rewound, but Jordan was able to abrupt decay the Pike, so he has effectively answered. Nick has one card in hand and a Grizzly Bear. It's not even a Grizzly Bear. It's what's a good 2/1 reverse Squire. What is? But every card off the top of Jordan's deck is going to be better than the cards off the top of Nick's deck at this point in the game, with the Thundermaws no longer in play.
How did Jordan get rid of the Pike?
Abrupt Decay.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Abrupt Decay is good in 3 formats.
Coral Merfolk.
Yes, it is a Coral Merfolk. I was trying to think of an old one. It's a Vanilllion. Wait, how did it take me that long to get there? Going to 1-for-1 Supreme Verdict for the Snapcaster, but at this point, at 9 life, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
This is not the point of the game where you should be trying to extract value, as the kids say. So there's a Drogskol Reaver. That will end this game in 2 turns if Jordan doesn't find an answer to it. The chat cracking you up?
I apologize for not commentating this game. This chat's killing me. What is this?
What card did he play?
Yeah.
That's a Drogskol Reaver.
Oh, seems good.
3/5 double strike lifelink. Whenever you gain life, draw a card. I think this is probably a sideboard card for the control matchup. He's desperately searching for answers, flashing back Forbidden Alchemy. I can hear Jordan out there lamenting he shouldn't have killed the Snapcaster, but it's unlikely that Nick would have played the Reaver until the Snapcaster was dealt with. And the Snapcaster in and of itself would win if...
I mean, just setting obvious board presence aside, you got to look at the position Nick's in. He is in a position where he can still play for value. Jordan very much is not.
So Jordan has 4 mana, but could not find Supreme Verdict, so he's going to take 6 here. He's going to think twice and hope for a Terminus. Not get there. Nick's going to draw 2, and a Searing Spear will end this game. Clifftop Retreat won't, though. What is this? Pillar you?
I think that's fine here, too. Yeah, Pillar's fine.
Well, he clearly doesn't have the counter spell, so... Jordan dead on board, dead to most of the cards in Nick's deck at this point. Snapcaster wins, Searing Spear wins, Pillar of Flame wins, the creature on board wins. Jordan can flash back that Think Twice.
Nick run Bonfire?
He runs Liliana.
That seems good. Well, maybe not. Restoration, so to sacrifice it to Liliana, leaving Drug Skull on board. And that...
Well, he can still flash back to Think Twice and try and Terminus. Plus, he does have cards in his hand here. He's going to Alchemy, see if he can find Supreme Verdict. There's a Sphinx's Revelation, a Thrag Tusk, a Tameo.
If you could have seen us here, I guess you call this in the studio.
Where we both leaned.
Both of us leaned.
Do
like
it every time.
Do
it every time. I know that I'm trying to look around a 2D structure, but I do it every time.
I do too. It's kind of like when you played original Mario and you went to jump with him. You take your hands and like make the jumping motion.
Yes, that's a very similar kind of thing where you know it doesn't. Or when you in a baseball game where you start leaning one way or the other because you want the ball to be fair or foul, or you want the extra point to be good or not.
Here's a flashback Think Twice. And I believe that's game.
That is it. So congratulations to Nick Reid.
Real good game.
With Drunk Skull Reaver. A card previously in the bulk box of most people. Getting the job done. It was likely the 2 cards that he drew off of it, which was more important than the... I mean, obviously the damage is very important, but...
If the rotation that Standard's taking right now is teaching us anything, it's don't undervalue just your ginormous creatures.
We got...
Sometimes they just get there.
Here's what happened. We played Magic for, 2 years with Titans, and everybody's like baseline for what's a good finisher got completely warped. And so now I think people are coming to terms with the fact that there are other excellent Magic cards that they should be playing. You know what are 3 of the most important Magic cards you could be playing right now, Brandon?
What would that be?
Rock Lobster, Paper Tiger, and Scissors Lizard. You might be asking yourself, these cards look really cool. That'd be an awesome way to start my games of Magic, but how do I get them? It's very simple. You go to facebook.com/ZachSellsMagic, and I will literally give them away. I've already made the post earlier tonight on the Facebook page, so look for that. How do you enter? It's very simple. Step 1, you must like the page. Why do we ask you to do this? Because it helps us spread the word. Every time, if you like our page, every time we post something on there, which is daily, there are, let's just do a quick run through here and see what's on the page right now. Well, there's obviously a reminder about the stream tonight. There's information about our Thursday night casual drafts. There's an interesting pick of a Magic card ornament that Brian Gross's girlfriend made. I'll show that.
Yeah, I got one of those too.
I'll show that here a little bit later. We've got our FNM stream highlight of the week, which this week was Cliff Markham showing somebody the door. We had a quick door to nothingness last week. So all kinds of good stuff on there. So you like our page. So you'll get updates on that, but then look for the post. Comment on the post, that'll get you 1 entry. Share the post, that gets you 3 additional entries. That's the first time we're doing the share promotion.
Rock, paper, scissors. Why not do it?
I say it every week, and it doesn't change. It's always the truth. Are they worth a ton of money? No. Are they worth a ton of sentimental value? Absolutely.
Will they? Absolutely. They're worth comic value, just when you show somebody who's never seen them before.
They're actually super fun, and I'm glad that I own mine. And You can own yours too. My name is Zachary Evans. This is Brandon Hodge. I'm wearing a Penguins jersey. We're in the broom closet. And here is the aforementioned Christmas ornaments that Brian Gross's girlfriend made. There's a picture on the Facebook page, but it's very cool. I don't know how she did it, but they are just basic lands, and that they've run some kind of string through the top and bottom, and then I put a little clip on there.
That is ingenuity.
It is pretty cool. I was thinking about giving one away, but the problem is I have no idea how to get this to you. Yeah. Because if I try to put this in a bubble mailer and send it in the mail, it will come to you and look like this. And that is bad news for everyone involved. So let's go back to the chat here. As always, anytime for the stream regulars will know, anytime we're in the broom closet here, feel free to barrage us with questions in the chat. Up to 42 people, a reasonable number. Not it's on weeks like this where you really know who your dedicated fan base is. So this Brandon, I know you haven't been here in a while, and even if you have been, probably not familiar. This gentleman right here, Descent 101, East Coast of Australia.
Oh wow.
Ultraviolence, you actually know, is James Thacker. He plays.
Yeah.
He plays in a hometown sometimes.
Yeah.
He's local. Give or take.
I mean, it was.
Of course, D's nuts.
I was getting ready to say, that's what I was getting ready to say. You can watch an invitational on stream, but they're not going to have bug pike, and they're not going to have D's nuts.
Yeah, and they're not going to talk. They're not going to talk about beards. They're almost never going to talk about beards. They're not going to interact with you in the chat. Another thing I wanted to mention, another one of the stream regulars. It's his birthday today, and he did not ask for this, but I think he will enjoy a quick holiday. Well, good grief, maybe it's not. I'm trying to think who it was. I believe it's Zach Tuck is his name. Let's look it up. Yep, I'm almost positive it is this guy. Yes, it is. So Zach Tuck is his birthday today. He is one of the in the first round of people who started liking the Facebook page. He was one of the first ones. He actually was the one who submitted the standard Storm deck we posted on our Facebook page a few weeks ago, which is very interesting to see. I cannot believe I have waited this long to mention this, and it's only because Max Turner is not here tonight that I've forgotten. But we have a new thing that we're doing on. As we hear time calls, so we probably got 3 or 4 minutes left before the round. But we are doing a new promotion here on the stream, and that is Max Turner needs your help. He needs you to tell him what deck to play at next week's FNM. So basically, Max has volunteered to every week, or at least I think we're going to do every 2 weeks. There's going to be a polling process where we figure out deck ideas. We'll narrow it down to a few. We'll pick a deck. We'll submit deck lists, and then Max Turner will sleeve it up on a Friday. Any deck.
If everybody gets on there says play 60 lands?
Well. Okay,
see, that's
you're lawyering me here. This is
This
is not the case. I think someone did actually do that. I'm not mistaken. We'll take a quick peel through the results that have already come in. I did mention this a few days ago, so we'll see. But I believe someone already did mention 60 islands with 15 mountains sideboard. But I will check that out. But anyway, there is a post on our Facebook page about it. There will be a lot more information about it as I post about it throughout the weekend. But my goal is it'll start with just a post. Just suggest any deck ideas that you think are cool, and we're looking for the out of the box kind of decks, like your epic experiments, your standard storm. It's when I say standard storm, it's basically tokens, battle hymn,
hexproof enchantments,
which Brandon did rock here a few weeks ago.
I talked forward with that deck in another show.
Yeah, another shout out to Dustin Netherton. Last week I had a couple shout outs. A couple people had asked for, specifically for shout outs on the stream. It's the first time that happened. So I did that. And then Dustin asked for one very politely in a Facebook message, and I didn't see it until the next day. So shout out to him. I believe he was looking for good luck for his Modern tournament the following day.
Right.
So obviously that's not going to do any good a week behind, but we definitely appreciate the interaction. So here are the suggestions. There it was. Of course it was Adam Vickers who said 60 mountains, main, 15 island side. Of course, only the local legend Adam Vickers can get away with that kind of. But we see werewolves, peddler rights.
So Callblade. Nice.
Yes, we got trolled pretty early.
Awful.
Battle of Wits, curses. Another Peddler deck.
Battle of Wits. I'm gonna get on there and suggest that.
Then we got a long dissertation from Zach Vilianco, who's our resident weird deck expert. You know, he goes to W Law School. He's supposed to be here tonight, so hopefully he comes in later. But what else we're going to see? Jund Splinter Fight, Epic Experiment, Green White Land Destruction. Basically an acidic slime deck with a lot of blink effects. That's pretty neat. Travis Wu has a new deck out called Pillow Fort. I hope that one doesn't win because that is the most boring deck in the world. I think the win condition in that deck is your opponent just gets bored and quits Magic. I think that's how he wins there. Blue-White Spirits and a Mono-Black Exalted deck. So all kinds of cool decks. So if you want to interact and help Max out, go on the website there. I'll post a link to it in the chat currently. And for those of you who are watching after the fact, just go on our Facebook page and participate there. I will try to monitor the chat as well. Turbo Fog is getting a heads up. Lost in the Woods. Max actually did play Lost in the Woods one week. I think it was 3 Sands of Delirium, 1 Elixir of Immortality, 4 Lost in the Woods, and the rest were forests. So
why not? You know.
I believe there it is. There is Max. I believe it's him right there. Yes, Max is making an appearance in the chat, so so help Max out. So the time frame on that is we're going to continue. I wanted to wait until the stream. Yep. Oh, time to go. I wanted to wait until the stream to make that announcement, but tomorrow I'm probably going to narrow it down to a few decks and put a poll on the Facebook page, and then the beginning of next week we'll make a final decision. So we're moving into Game 3 here. Brandon, you are at
Table 5.
Table 5. So good luck to you.
Well, thank you.
For the rest of you, stick around here. We're up to 45. We're absolutely crushing it numbers-wise now. Why watch the Star City Games Invitational when you can watch me by myself with an egregious beard lose track of things, forget to update life totals, and talk about imaginary wizard fights? Round 3 action. We have 5 undefeated pairings out there, so we'll try to get one of those on the... oh, I know what's going to be right now. Curses coming up for you. So Curses in round 3, it's 2-0, playing against stream favorite Brett Rose. So again, I don't know why it's doing it, but when I switch over to the other camera, the stream will pause. It will come right back, so just refresh. Thanks for sticking around. We'll be right back with round 3.